Good afternoon. My name is Craig Schuker. I'm an Infoblox sales engineer, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Infoblox reporting and analytics. I've had a couple presentations I've recorded previously on reporting and analytics, and during our tech demo series, I get quite a few questions. One of the most frequently asked questions is, since our licensing is based off of the Splunk reporting indexing utilization, how can we manage that? How can we adjust that? Is that possible? And it is absolutely possible. So if you look at my grid manager here, we look at the administration tab and then go to the reporting tab. Over to the toolbar on the right, we'll see grid reporting properties. So we select the grid reporting properties, and on this first tab, the general tab on the grid reporting properties, this is where we can specify which categories that we want to index. Okay, so a lot of organizations, when they're first doing reporting, they're not really interested in DNS query, because query logging does take up a lot of resources, and it does provide a lot of really useful information. But looking at day-to-day query data for the network administrator isn't very useful. The people who really like to look at query logs are the security team, the SecOps team. They like to see where endpoints are requesting to go to, where have they been, and that sort of thing. So a lot of times I might recommend shutting off query logging. So based on these check marks, you can turn off the categories on or off. Then the next thing that you can set is the index percentage, right? So out of all these categories, you scroll down through here, we'll see the total needs to equal 100%, or under 100%. You can't go over 100%. So you can specify all of these things, all of these different checkboxes, right? And a lot of them show up even if you don't have the licensing form, like the ecosystem subscription license. Maybe you're not too interested in system utilization, but most people are, because it's going to give you information on CPU utilization, memory utilization, and disk utilization. Now, if you're just setting up a grid and you know that you're well within the margins of performance, maybe initially you don't want to look at system utilization, or maybe you'll turn it down really low, right? System capacity, syslog. Syslog has a lot of great information in it. Cloud, if you're using, cloud management, you're using our cloud management license and looking at subscriptions that you have in either Azure or Amazon Web Services or Google Cloud. This will provide some additional indexing on those capabilities. And security, with regard to our security subscriptions for response policy zones or threat feeds, and DNS tunneling, DDI utilization. So you get the gist of it, right? So these are all the categories. You can specify the percentages of them, and then you can also see what percentage of your capacity is being used. The advanced tab basically shows you the default port, and you can change this, but the default port is 9997. We can also go and look at the report clustering. So if you require a cluster for whether it's high availability or performance, you can scale up or scale out and specify whether it's a single indexer or multi-site or single site cluster. Specify if you are enabled DNS query logging, you can specify which domains that you want to track. Monitor queries made from the following groups, and what top limit do you want to specify? And this is we got specific reports on the top query client, that sort of thing. This PDF tab allows you to change the logo image for the report, so you can upload your own logo into the report. So when you're sending reports out through the subscription service, it's got your own nice looking logo to it, so it's branded to your organization. And then threat protection rules. If you look at this warning box inside it, mentions you need to make sure that you've selected the security category in that previous general tab, and then you specify a percentage as well. And then also for syslog data, we can specify sources, whether it's external or internal syslog, and the severity level of the syslog. If you got a large syslog server, you can specify you want all the logging information, or maybe there's only, because you don't want to take up a lot of space on your SAN or drives, storage drives, you can specify specific categories for logging from your syslog. So that's it. I just wanted to share how we can categorize and select what I want to index, since we do license based on indexing capacity, indexing utilization. That was it. It's a very common question we get, and I just wanted to show how that's done. So I hope that this was useful for you and answered any questions that you might have. Thanks.